Resveratrol was made prominent in 1992 as researchers unraveled the French paradox, which associated health benefits with moderate wine consumption. Turns out, grapes contain this key ingredient, resveratrol, which has potent physiological effects throughout the whole body. The key actives are known as polyphenols, which belong to the stabilinoid group of compounds. Resveratrol exists in two forms, as the active trans isomer and the inactive cis isomer. Over 70 plant sources of resveratrol exist, the most prominent of which are grapes, found particularly in the seeds and skin, red wine, peanuts, and soy. Now, how exactly does resveratrol work? First of all, it is an antioxidant, which means it protects cells against hydrogen peroxide-induced oxidative stress and, in particular, environmental stresses such as UV damage. It does so via two mechanisms. First, directly, as it is considered a free radical scavenger, which means it actively fights or neutralizes free radicals that are generated by either UV damage or environmental pollution. It also acts by an indirect route. It modulates cell antioxidant pathways. Secondly, resveratrol has anti-inflammatory effects. So that means that it can help alleviate long-term chronic inflammatory diseases of the skin as well as autoimmune conditions. It is considered a well-rounded skincare active that has holistic effects on skin. For instance, it also has anti-cancer effects by preventing the growth of abnormal mutant skin cells. There are other specific effects such as promoting wound healing and hence minimizing scarring, cell repair which slows down photoaging, and also promoting cell metabolism for healthy skin functioning. We want to zoom in on how resveratrol impacts wound healing. Wound healing itself involves a complex interplay of factors that require sufficient blood vessel formation, antimicrobial activity that prevents skin infection, and a balance of inflammatory responses that ultimately result in wound closure. Problems can arise when the tissue is either too little or too much, leading to improper wound healing. We now move on to what I call the 4 A's of resveratrol, which we've briefly touched upon earlier. But these are exactly the 4 factors that make it an ideal promoter of wound healing. Resveratrol exerts potent effects that contribute towards healthy skin repair and functioning. We've spoken about its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects earlier. It protects collagen and also stabilizes the deeper structures of skin known as the extracellular matrix. It also exerts antibacterial effects which are superior to topical antibiotic creams when it is used on wounds, hence accounting for the 3rd A, which is its antimicrobial effects. Finally, it also plays a part in new blood vessel formation, what we consider angiogenesis. Angiogenesis is an important part of wound healing, which ensures that there is minimal scarring, and when scars have already occurred, it helps to lighten scars and also encourage skin barrier repair. Crucial to our understanding of how resveratrol works is the concept of UV-related skin damage. You may have heard of oxidative stress as well as the term antioxidant. But these terms are meaningful only when you understand how UV damage actually occurs. Here is a step-by-step explanation. First of all, chronic UV exposure results in the activation of 3 major aging cascades. We shall refer to these 3 by the acronym MIA, We are referring to reactive oxygen species production and the three factors which are involved that ultimately cause free radical damage. M stands for metalloproteinase, I for inflammaging, which is mediated by what we call the interleukins, and A for apoptosis, which is cell death. So resveratrol targets all three pathways of free radical generation, and by this method exerts its anti-aging effects. Clinical studies have been performed which show highly beneficial effects on all signs of photoaging after a minimum of 30 days of application. Ferris et al. In their study, for instance, demonstrated increased luminosity, hydration, and elasticity in all clinical trial participants. In a separate study, Calvert and colleagues reported the following beneficial effects. Skin tightening, a 20% increase in skin hydration after just 2 weeks of use. There was also evidence of a replenished skin barrier as it was able to inhibit transepidermal water loss. There is actually a lesser-known form of resveratrol known as trans-resveratrol found in a plant known as Japanese knotweed, also known by its Latin name Polygonum cuspidatum. As a source of trans-resveratrol, which is the active form of the compound, it is rich in proanthocyanidins, which is a potent antioxidant and is specifically found in plant roots. There are several other bioactives that have been isolated as well. For example, anthraquinones, flavonoids, catechins, including EGCG, which is found in green tea extract, and procyanidin B12. By virtue of it being a whole plant extract rather than a chemically synthesized copy, there are additional benefits of using Polygonum cuspidatum, such as holistic effects on skin physiology, besides the antioxidant, antimicrobial, and anti-inflammatory effects. It has also been shown to directly inhibit pigment formation. It has anti-cancer properties and also promotes barrier repair.